Dr. Cass, I'm going to tell you a little personal story. I have a wonderful, wonderful friend. She has heart failure kind of disease, and it gets harder and harder for her all the time to bring up energy. And of course, that's what we need to have to run our lives. So I told her about D-ribose. Now, D-ribose I'm going to let you talk about, but basically it's something that could be a wonder to her. Hospitals all over the country are using it. Lectures are being given at the request of the medical community. Cardiologists think it's the greatest thing in the world. Yet I cannot get the doctors at the hospital in our small community to even give it any consideration as I see my friend deteriorate. Tell me a little bit about ribose, but also tell me how can that be the case when something is...
This is very distressing to me as well, because I'll know people, they're not my patients, that need to have a particular supplement that I know there's a nutrient that's absolutely going to help them, and that their doctor just won't do it. And in fact, there is somebody I know who has a child with heart failure, and ribose would be just the ticket.
Wonderful.
And ribose is a simple sugar. It's a naturally occurring sugar that we make in the body, but we don't really make enough of it. And often when people are in heart failure or have things like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, they're actually deficient in ribose. And by giving them ribose anywhere from 1 to 3 teaspoons a day, and it tastes like sugar, you can put it in your coffee. Not that I recommend coffee, put it in your tea. You take that 3 times a day, even in some pretty bad congestive heart failure, and you can get some really good results. So it's very frustrating when there's something that's safe, no side effects, no harmful effects, only benefits, and the regular docs don't see it. It's like not on their radar screen. And I find that very, very difficult to deal with. So I mean, I understand.
Well, I'll leave you with one thought, and that is that according to Dr. Sinatra, who's a friend of both of ours, they use it to bring heart patients back from open heart surgery or heart transplants because energy is the whole key to that.
Yes.
So.
Well, first of all, you can prevent some heart transplants. I mean, there have been patients who were set up for heart transplants, and boy, that's a difficult surgery, as you know. It's hard to even get a heart, and then to go through the surgery and come through the other side. So if you can take ribose, and with these patients, I will give them ribose and incarnitine, and they'll turn around. And their heart is in failure because it's deficient in those things. They're not deficient in a new heart. Their deficiency is a biochemical deficiency that's fixable, that's treatable. And what I try to do, of course, with physicians that are not, they're not ones that the physicians of these friends or people that I know, is send them articles, send the research along, because there's plenty of research, and try to convince them. Unfortunately, the pharmaceutical industry got there first, and people, doctors are very involved with prescribing drugs, and in their minds, there's nothing like a drug. That's the only thing that'll really work. And part of my job is actually re-educating physicians in terms of using natural supplements. So it is one of my jobs.
And for whatever it's worth, I must tell you that anytime I've had an unbelievably stressful day and I have a whole night full of things that have to be taken care of, socially, whatever it might be, I take a spoonful or a cupful or that little container of D-ribose and some phosphatidylserine, and it is really, really beneficial.
You're right, 100 milligrams of phosphatidylserine, a teaspoon of ribose, and you have a great cocktail.
I would suggest to anyone watching this video that they learn about D-ribose, and if that's the first supplement that they learn about, you're going to want to know more about what natural supplementation can do for you. And thank you, Doctor.
Pleasure.